It's time again for the Candlepin Challenge, produced by CN8 in conjunction with the International Candlepin Bowling Association. Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome inside the Woburn Bowlodrome. That handsome man you saw in the open, Dan Murphy, not with us this week. And again, Mike Morgan, the Hall of Famer. Mike getting a well-deserved hand from the crowd. And boy, last week the guy getting all the hands was Jeff Surette with that 334.
And rightfully so. He threw the ball unbelievable, and well, let's see what he can do to top that.
We'll talk with Jeff in just a second. But first, Trina Fernandez standing by with the challengers. Trina?
Thanks very much, John. Well, we're lucky today because we've got Mike Morgan to hang out with and have fun with, and then Sam Dagostino and Dave Hodge. It's just barrel of laughs. These guys are some of my favorites. So, Sammy, welcome back. And you got to get Jeff's, well, first you've got to get past Dave to get to Jeff Surette. What's the strategy?
Well, you just take it one box at a time. I mean, you can't look ahead. You can't look ahead at all. You know, Dave's a great bowler, you know, just as good as Jeff, and we'll see what happens.
Does it make you nervous knowing what's waiting for you if you do get by Dave?
Nah, I put up with him every Friday night. I mean, I bet you he's upset he didn't bowl 350 last week. All he was talking about was a few shots he missed last. Yeah. I mean, 334, whatever. I mean, there's more in the bag, I'm sure.
Thanks a lot, Sam. And Dave, same goes for you. You can't look past Sam to think about Jeff, but what's going through your head?
Definitely not looking past Sam. Yeah, he got me last year, so I know, either way I go, it's a tough match. Box by box, string by string, that's it. I'm going to need my best to beat Sammy, so got to bring it. Well,
I think you'll both bring it, and I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good string. Back over to you guys.
All right, Trina, thank you. Jeff, either way, you're going to get a pretty tough opponent today.
Absolutely. Hopefully I can bounce, keep it the same way and throw another big score.
And do you have any issues when you know guys so well, having a bowl against them, or guys you've been teammates with or friends? Is that any tougher?
It's a little tough. I mean, you don't want to be mean to them and beat them pretty bad, but you had to win.
If you hang another 334 out there, you'll probably do it. Good luck today. We're back with the challengers match right after this. Three terrific bowlers with us this week. Should be some very competitive Candlepin bowling, and we'll begin to find out here with the challengers match. Sam Dagostino to go first in this one-game match opposite Dave Hodge.
Funny game, this Candlepin bowling. A pro league team. Jeff Surette and Sammy are on the same team, and Dave Hodge and myself are on the same team. We just bowled them this Friday, and they beat us pretty good. So, small world, this bowling community.
Sam gets the head pin, left with a spread eagle.
Just try to come out of this with an 8 or a 9. It can be made, but like you say, just take your 8 or 9. Five pins left. He's hit the object both times.
Gets a 7. Now over to lane 36. Sam joining us from Waltham, Mass.
Sam's been a regular the last 5 or 6 years.
Takes out 9.
Same ball makes this one. It's the kingpin, just like aim for the head pin. Should be his favorite pin. Inside.
Spare in the second.
Here's Dave Hodge. He's another one of those nice young bowlers we have coming up to the game. So you're looking at 2 of the young ones to keep this game going.
From Methuen. Total of 4 fall.
Well, he's got the back row with the 3 and 6. Little wood help. He has to cut a shot. The wood should make the 4 already. He has to get something to make the 7 and 8. That was a great bid right there. He left the 7 pin.
If you weren't with us a week ago, Jeff Surette put up a 334, setting the standard, the record for 2-game totals on the Candlepin Challenge. Had a 152, then a 132.
Hodge's been on 21 times with a 10 and 11 record.
Excuse me, a 182 and a 152 for 234 total.
think if we can get down by the red line, it might be enough to carry. The 8-pin could be the tricky pin here. I don't think you wanted to use that wood. He went a little too far left, I believe.
Two tens. Sam can take the lead with the 4 or more pins on this fill situation.
Nice ball right there.
8 to go.
Nice guide on the 3-pin. Should hold it in there. Anywhere in there, this 3-pin should go. Get one on the back, covering the 6.
Two in a row. Staring down some bonus money as you take a look at his wife, Tricia.
She's very supportive. She's awesome.
You'll hear her vocal support, no doubt. Good enthusiasm, great enthusiasm to make that. He's for $50 if he can get 3 marks in a row.
I deserve better than that. That was a pretty good ball. 2 and 2 split. 2 and 4 on the left, 6 and 10 on the right. If you don't make it, try to get at least a 9 or a 10 out of this, because loose pins are pretty key in a 1-stringer. Sammy came close to making the big show last year. He was right there. I think he missed by a few pins. He was 1 mark shy. He had a pop.
Gets a 7, 48 through 4 for Sam Dagostino.
All he needs 1 mark. See, the key to getting those 10 boxes, you don't leave loose pins. You're only 1 mark away instead of 2. That's very important.
Only the king left up.
Favorable wood. Just want to make sure you're right. Just be right. That's down there. Just want to don't hit the cap left. Anywhere else, you make the shot.
His first mark.
There's his wife-to-be, Christina, right there. I think they're getting married in April, I believe.
Following up that spare now, Dave in the 4th. Fill of 7.
Geez, I almost think he has to get left, because if he catches the side, I don't even think he makes the 8. I think he has to get left and hope something happens. Right idea, I believe, but we'll see if he hits the side here what happens. But I think he had the right choice there. Good idea.
.48-46, slim 2-pin edge for Sam.
Sammy's been right on the head, but he's throwing the ball very nice right now. This is a nice house. If you can get the ball to work, get some pins coming off the wall. Grab a couple. He has a 3-6 on the right, 4-7 on the left. Nice 8 out of that.
He's got a 56 half.
Like to get one here. Like you say, 1 stringers is just not easy.
Four horsemen left in the 9 in the back row.
Yeah, they joke around. They call that the Cleary, and if you miss it, they say bail. And if you miss it, they say bail. If you make it, they say no bail. All right, tough 8. All right, he's left some loose pins here. Here's a chance for Hodge to open up a little bit. Trailing by 2, but he's opposite 2 8 boxes.
pin away from another mark. It'd be his second.
I think if he can stay low on the right wood, it should turn off the back wood, but this isn't as easy as it looks.
Yes.
Like I say, he had a fight to get that 5-pin down. All even, and he's filling a mark, and he's offset an 8-box.
Solid fill of 8, left with a 2-4.
See what this wood does. It rolls in closer. He may use it as a good angle. I mean, you know, this is, you know, make up your mind. Commit to the shot.
He does just that. 2 in a row. And Dave Hodge has got a 10-pin advantage, plus that next ball.
Sam would like to have at least 1 and hopefully 2 here. It's a tough shot because that cap, he needs this other wood to kind of help up. Well, he's got to give it a ride. It doesn't look like it's all lined up, but that's his only shot. You got to hope something makes that 8-pin. I think the other 4 pins will go no problem. It's the 8-pin that could be trouble. A little too low.
Sam had consecutive marks 2 and 3, but shutout since as he moves over to frame 8.
Very important he gets one here because Dave can really put him in a deep hole if he doesn't mark here. Very important box for Sammy. Nice bit on the outside there. Left the 8-pin. Dave's going to have a chance to really put Sammy in the hole here.
Ron spotting, folks.
Oh, these 1 strings are so hard, though, you know. That's 10. 83 for 8. Hodge 74 after 6, working on a ball. It's up 10 with a fill.
And a mark away from bonus money. If he can get it, 3 consecutive marks get you $50. Eight on the fill, left with the 2-4. $50 and some serious distance now between himself and Sam.
Yes. He's up 19 at a ball, so Sammy's going to be in a, looks like a double strike position. Every mark now is worth $50 for Dave. Drop 6 leaves the 2, 4, 5, 7. Cluster 4 on the left.
Jeff Surette warming up and practicing.
Another $50 for Davey and 25-pin lead plus a ball. Sammy needs to start throwing some strikes in a hurry, I believe.
Cluster of 4.
Well, like I say, try to make this and see if you can throw a double something. Dave still, you know, has to fill. Nice shot. I think he needs at least a double, though, to have a chance. No, if he threw a triple, he'd get the 133. At least that would force Dave to fill his mark. So I think he has to have at least a double to have a shot.
Won't get it. going to have a contrast of styles in terms of emotion in the championship. Jeff Surette, relatively reserved. Dave Hodge wears it on his sleeve. Going to be a good one.
I'm sure we'll see Sammy back before the year's over.
Sam finishing at 108.
And Dave is at a 108 with a mark right now, trying to keep the bonus money running.
If he can convert this, it would get him to 150, 5 marks in a row.
Not easy, 1-3-7-8.
150 in bonus money, I mean.
He did what he had to do. He got by the one. Now he has to take on Jeff Surette. No easy task there.
121 with a box to go.
Maybe Dave's conserving energy here. Don't want to throw too many marks away here because he might need them against Jeff.
Keep him in your pocket at this point. He's safely ahead of Sam. Oh, there's one.
He must have plenty in his bag.
6 total, all spares, and a bonus ball coming up to add to his score of 131.
Good place to leave that 3. 134 to 108.
The victory for Dave Hodge by 26 pins. Time to bring on Jeff Surette for this week's championship showdown. Hodge and Surette next. On paper and hopefully in reality, this shapes up as a real good championship match. Jeff Surette and Dave Hodge. Jeff shooting to make it 3 weeks in a row as champ. Dave, certainly a guy capable of knocking him off.
Should be a good one, John.
Out of Drake it, Jeff Surette to go first.
Most people I'd say, wow, it's tough to follow 334, but this guy's not normal.
Opens with a mark. Had a 182 in the first game of the championship match last week when he went on to that 334, which sets a new record for a 2-game total and almost assuredly gets him onto the championship show come June.
9-pin drop, the 5-pin.
Back-to-back marks to open with.
See if Hodge can come out and grab at least one here. Hodge had a 642 in his qualifying score.
He's in good shape to pick this up with a 3-6 left.
Yeah, same leave Jeff had. Jeff had a little wood on his. Dave's come a long way the last couple of years. Good mindset.
Seven on his fill. 2, 4, 7 left.
All right, try to grab the 10 here. He picked the 2-pin clean. See if he can get the 10 here. He'll be down by 2 with a 10.
In addition to Jeff's ultimate score of 334 a week ago, it was a heck of a start with Stu Bergman. Both bowlers had marks in the first 4 frames of the first game. Just red hot to open.
A little tight on the head pin. He left the 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. See what the wood settles here. Have to come together. I'm not sure if he just might go for the middle and hope the wood split. I think he has to catch a piece of that left wood for sure. Probably be high above the red line. Hope he gets lucky here. Didn't do that much. 4-7-10 left. Jeff has a high 3 of 476, his high 5 769 with an average of 133, and he has a single of 202. Nice resume.
Is it gonna go?
9-pin wood all over it.
Three marks over 4 boxes, all spares for Jeff.
Hodge with a 128 average. He has a high 5 of 760, a high triple of 497, and his high single is 192.
Got it.
A nice shot there. Played on the outside. Got a pin to snap off the left wall. Like to throw that ball first here. That was a ball that might have dropped 9 or 10. That would have ripped. Let's see his reaction here. He knew he had a puppet then.
Not the fill he wanted, though.
Sometimes you get a little excited there, and you know, you can't get too excited till you feel it, but that's what happens sometimes. The adrenaline takes over. Nothing wrong with getting excited. You just got to check yourself before you throw the next ball, that's all.
Only a 6.
8-pin advantage for Jeff, and he's working on a spare here. And Jeff only has 1 speed, and that's forward, so see what he does here.
I'd call that full speed ahead.
He's just, you can't give any breathing room. It's you know, I keep reiterating that, but he's just dangerous. The only open was just he left a 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. He was on the head pin. It's not like he's all over the place. 3-2 split here, 2-4-7 with the 6-10 right. I'd like to at least try to get 7 or 8 on the strike. At this point, he has the lead, so make sure to count. Picks out the 2-pin for 6, Phil.
Gets out with an 8 to 87 through 6.
Funny part of that game, the strike and the 3-2 splitter, maybe just not even a quarter of an inch difference of being a double. That's how close this game is for strikes and opens. Needs that wood to flatten out a little. I'd have to say I'd probably go right at the pin and hope it carries. I wouldn't go left. I would try to go right at the pin and hope he carries this 3 down the line. He went right. He went left to the wood. It turned off the 2-pin. Down 24 after 5, opposite an 8 here. He'd like to throw one up here before we go to break. Off the head pin, takes out the 1-9.
One more ball to come with 3 still up.
This would be a heck of a 9 or 10 out of this.
Jeff's at 87 through 6.
Ooh, a little lazy there. You got to concentrate every ball.
62 for Dave. 25-pin advantage for Jeff Surette. A little over halfway through game 1 of 2. Back with more after this on CNA. Welcome back to the Bolidrome. John Holt with Mike Morgan in for Dan Murphy this week. Also, of course, with Trina Fernandez and our CNA crew as we watch Jeff Surette and Dave Hodge bowl. Game 1 of 2. Jeff with a 25-pin advantage here into the 7th box. And a 9-pin drop.
All right, the 4-pin with wood here. And like I say, just, you know, these look easy, but you still have to concentrate. We've all missed them by lack of concentration. So just make sure you reach out, and nothing's as easy as it looks. Make sure you reach out and go get that 4-pin. There you go.
5 marks through 7 for Jeff, 4 spares and a strike.
Jeff's 20-7 on this show. Nice record, a couple of nice runs.
4 on the fill, left with the spread eagle.
Good bowlers run the middle. You're hitting the pin you're aiming for. That's just how it goes sometimes. Picks out the right side. 2, 4, 7 on the left. That would be a nice 10 to make that count.
Jeff just 25 years old. Dave, another young bowler. 2 of the guys you'll be hearing about for years to come.
One good thing about this, John, is it's a 2-string match, so Dave has a little time to come back, but I wouldn't wait too long when you're chasing a Jeff Surette.
Punches out just a single pin, the 3.
Don't think that could have been worse than that, as if you're on a mark. Right now he's just a little off, and then it can wear on your psyche a little, so he has to just put this behind him and just, after this box, just come back with guns blazing, that's all. That's a great 8, great 9 out of that.
Now opposite an 8 in the 8th.
Down 30, opposite an 8.
The 7 sticks around.
This pin gets very thin when you trail, and if you had the lead, it's like it looks real big, but when you're losing, that pin looks pretty skinny down there. So I hope he goes down and gets it.
Misses to the right.
And 9 out of 10 times, you watch this, he'll make it for the 10. It's just less pressure or whatever it is, but it's just how it goes. When you're trailing, it's not easy. You got no room for error. See if Jeff jumps on that.
Gained a couple of account to get the lead down to 28 to Dave.
Needs that to turn a little bit. All right, that should be okay. We'll throw it off. That angle's not the best. He may try to go for the 2 pins if he can see it. Either that or he has to be by the red line, I think. So we'll see what he does here.
Got it. Another mark. A theme for Jeff.
He'd like to really fill this up, John. Just keep the heat on. You know, that way that every mark he gets, Dave needs 2.
Last couple fills haven't been great. A 6 off the strike and a 4. Already with 8.
Not much you can do here. Try to bang the 10 pin, hope the ball comes off the curtain or something, but not likely, but not impossible. I think that caught the wood in the gutter. Off his reaction, I think that's what happened.
So it's an 8 in that final box to get him to 135.
Hodge needs to have at least 1 here at 2. He doesn't want to be down 35 with Jeff Surette. So he needs at least 1, 2 would be a bonus.
Headpin still up along with the 9 and the 10 in the back row.
Pretty favorable wood here. If he can hit the wood and hope that it comes off the wall, makes the 10 and 9.
Yes. Showing some life here. Box plus to go.
You're not going to intimidate Dave. He's just going to keep throwing until he can't throw anymore. So he'd like to throw 9 or 10 here and cut it back. Deserve better than that. Cluster 5 left. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. That's a nice try. He made the diamond, but left a 7. If he gets this 10 here, he'll be down 29.
He got it. Got up to 106, 135, 106. Jeff ahead of Dave. When we come back, the strike challenge and game 2. Stick around.
Today we have the cousin of one of our earlier bowlers, Todd Strangio. I said cousin, it's brother, right?
Brother.
Brother of. So, where are you from?
Watertown, Mass.
Do you bowl a lot?
I don't bowl at all.
All right, well, $150, what do you think your chances are?
Pretty good.
Okay, all right. Well, at least he's an optimist. Good luck.
Thank you.
There's a lot of confidence. For a guy who says he doesn't bowl, we'll see. 150 up for grabs with a strike. A 4 horseman to the right. If he can convert, it's $50 for the spare. All right, now it's a buck a pin. He's got 8. Yes, got all 10. I don't know about not bowling a lot. $10. Game 2, and Dave Hodge with some work to do, down 29 pins to Jeff Surette.
You'd like to come out with at least one here. You know, you got to put a little pressure on Jeff. 4 horsemen left side, and you got a little help with the wood holding in. So if he can get on the head pin, it should walk right down the line here. Buy it. 1-4 left. Got to grab every pin here when you're down. These pins add up.
$10.
Got to start marking early here. Needs one here. That was a better ball than that. Triangle right with the 8-pin. I think he has to shoot the triangle. I don't think the wood has enough of an angle to cover the 6-pin, so I think he's going to have to try to shoot the triangle and kick something over to the 8-pin. Dangerous thing leaving 2 opens with Jeff Surette coming up. Nice 10 out of that. 2
good 10s to 20, but no marks.
He needs help out of Jeff also if Dave's going to come back, because if Jeff's on his game, that's going to be really tough for Dave.
Got the 2, 4, 6 remaining.
Try to grab a pin here.
So Dave gains 2 in that exchange.
Cuts it to 27, opposite of $10. Jeff doesn't make a lot of mistakes, so for Dave to win, he's going to have to throw some marks. Wow, that's a great ball. That's just not right. He left a 6-8. That's as good a ball as you could throw right there. All right, Dave's going to maybe gain another pin or 2 here. But he has to gain them quicker than 1 or 2 at a time. Down to 25 after 2.
Box 3 for Dave Hodge from Methuen, Massachusetts. The 7 away from a strike. Can he get it for the spare?
Just had this recently, so let's see if he can forget that he missed the last one and bounce back and reach out and go get this one. I hate to say it, but like I say, when you're trailing, there's just no room for error, and it's not as easy as it is if you're leading.
Missed it on both accounts.
He's got to put that behind him and bounce right back here, because this is the only box that matters right now.
At 10 won't go.
1, 2, 7, 10. See how important it was that 10-pin off fall, and that would have been a spare.
It stayed up and made all the difference. He's left just a single pin up through 4 boxes, but not a mark yet, and that's what he'll need. Jeff, frame 3.
Well, that turned to wood. I think the angle is good enough. It should go. As long as I think he's going to try to be a little farther right. Push it straight back. Get toward the 6-pin. Oh, the 8-pin. Wow. 9-pin, I believe. I'm sorry. Two pieces of wood must have just split, and that's what happened. Double wood hurts sometimes more than it helps. He still smiles, though. What are you going to do about it? See if he has a shot memory and just bounces right back and throws a big ball here. "26 pins in the match, opposite of 10 box.
Yep.
Jeff will be happy just to grab a 10 here and just gain a box at this point.
And in retrospect now, had Dave marked once or twice over these first 4, it'd be entirely different because Jeff has given him some daylight.
Yeah, that's what you need. If he did that, then Jeff starts, you know, thinking I'm only up 18 instead of you're up 18, but you start thinking negative, like I'm only up 18. So Dave has to put a little pressure on Jeff right now. There he goes, 4-pin, 9-pin drop.
Didn't have any luck with the 7 a couple frames ago. Can he get the 4, the single pin for a spare?
He may use the wood. The backwood could hold it in there.
Yes. There it is. Spare in the 5th box and a big fill right now.
That's what he's hoping for. He can put a little pressure on Jeff right here.
6.
Well, this wood's going to at least give him a chance. And without that wood, it would be a very tough shot. He's got the 1, 7, 9, 10 with wood. This has potential to go. Oh, too far left. Left at 9, 10.
Nine more to get the score in this game to 64.
Jeff would like to throw 1 mark here. Keep it over 20, which is really 3 marks, and Dave only has 4 boxes left. So Jeff's looking for 1, and 2 would really make it tough for Dave.
7 in the 4 horsemen right. Jeff Surette, 5 in a row open. You don't often see that.
That's good. Yeah, he carried the 4 horsemen, but he's got the 7-pin. 9 bucks there, 45 down 10, but he's up 19 in the match, opposite of 9. He can make a mark here that would put it to 20 with a ball and make it awful difficult, but if he don't mark here, Dave's still alive. Wow, that pin was going to fall. The wood held it up. I think he might be able to walk this 5-pin over to the 7. He's going to try to miss the cap on the right and hope the 5-pin jumps. He hit it right on the pin, didn't give it a chance. 7-pin left. Big pin, though, get it to 20. So Dave's getting the help he needs out of Jeff, but wow.
Well, it's going to be interesting down the stretch. Can Dave Hodge get a couple more marks and make a run at it? We'll find out next. We are back for the conclusion. Dave Hodge and Jeff Surette. Dave with some life because Jeff has not marked in the second game. And we invite you to join us to check out what we do here at the Bolidrome. Our next taping, Sunday, December 14th, 9 in the morning. Join us. Break up your holiday craziness and holiday shopping by joining us for some Candlepin bowling. Start at 9, go till about 3. You're free to come and go as you wish, but we tape 4 programs at a time.
Here's Hodge in the 7th. He's trailing by 19, so he'd like to throw 1 up, at least 1, and possibly 2 here.
That's what he wanted. Leaves the 2-4.
Now here's another one. If you're going to use the wood, commit to the wood. I think he has to if you don't want to toy with that cap. So he's going to try to get by the red line, I believe. Hit it too high, hit the cap. Just like I said, the piece of the wood he had to avoid. Might have been indecision. Sometimes you're not sure. Play the wood, play the pin. You have to commit to your shot. Very important he throws one here because I don't think Jeff's going to go 0 for 10 here. 3-6 on the right with the 7 on the left. All you can hope here is hit the side of that wood, hope the ball jumps over and makes the 7.
Yes!
Nice shot, keeps his ropes alive there.
Jeff looking to break a slump here in game 2, a drought of marks. At 8, the key pin now, the back row, the sleeper with the 4 horsemen right.
He's left with the 3-9, looking to at least get 1, maybe 2. He's still up, like I say, 19. Box is complete. 18, and he's opposite a spare here.
Tell you what, if he does win this one, he's not going to be happy about his game, that's for sure. He'll take this one to heart, but he's still holding on. Now the spare in the 8th for Dave. What can Jeff do to match?
That's why they have averages, John. You know, he goes 334, and it's just not easy to keep that going for 4 or 5. But if he can get away with a win here, who knows what happens after that. Nice try. He made the 3 on the left. Tried to get the 10 here. He'll still be up 18, but Dave will be working on a mark. And Jeff will have a shot no matter what Dave does. $18 pins, 2 frames to go, and Dave is working on a spare. And Jeff's 73 for 8, so to be up 18, that speaks volumes. Fill a 9, cuts the lead to 9. Now he's got the 4 pin. He missed the 7 pin a couple of times, so that has to be on the back of his mind. Expect Dave to go get this one.
2 marks in a row. Just got the side of it. Some polite applause from Jeff, but you know he's frustrated.
Still needs a big fill here. He's down 9. Box is complete. Pretty good break. Drop 7. 1, 2, 8. Not the greatest of wood. I mean, he catch the cap, the side. I'm not sure if the side makes. I think he has to catch the head pin and the nose. The backwood could hold the 8 pin.
Got it! And another ball coming up. Wow!
Well, everything over 2 will force Jeff to mark.
That, of course, 2 bonus money.
So he caught the cap there, pushed it straight back. So everything over 2 at least will force Jeff to mark. Nice finish.
9 more. 129 in this game. Total of 235. Just at 208 right now. Needs 28 for the win. That'll call for a mark.
Jeff Bull's anchor. He's used to this kind of pressure. 7 pin remaining. Piece of wood rolling. I'm not sure if it's coming all the way over or not. Nope. All over the 7 pin he'll be aiming here.
Got it.
All he's looking for here is a big fill. 8-10 will do it. Just looking to hit the pocket here and get a spare leave, and if he can drop over 8, they'll just need a 10. Anything under 8, he'll need a mark. All right,
Got 8.
It's not a good piece of wood. He wants that out of there. I'm not sure if he can get by that. But 10 will win it. That's not a good piece, I don't think. I'm not sure if he can sneak by it, or we'll find out what he does with this. Nice
Yes!
shot.
The champ coming up clutch.
I'll tell you, I've seen him so many times, John, that he's just, you can't rattle him. I don't care what he needs. He's as clutch as it gets at the end. Dave made a great run, but just wasn't enough when you're bowling against someone like that.
You said Jeff wouldn't go 0 for 10 in terms of not having a mark, and you were right. Bats 2 for 10, 200, and it's just enough.
You know?
We mean just.
As clutch as it get. That 8 drop was a tough shot. I mean, you know, he turned that wood in. That's unbelievable. That's just, he's the best.
3 weeks in a row, 239, 235 for Jeff Surette. We're back to wrap it up after this.
Back for the wrap-up, Jeff Surette, not at his best, but good enough when it mattered.
Yeah, it's tough to keep the run going when you throw a big string. And like I say, he was 73 for 8. He still had a 18-pin lead. Dave forced him to mark, and as clutch as Jeff is, he came through when he needed it.
We'll find out what Jeff is thinking in just a second. But first, Trina standing by with the runner-ups. Trina?
Thank you very much, guys. Well, Sam and Dave, I'm back over here with you again. I'm sure you'd rather be talking to the other guys, but $150 for you from the ICBA.
Thank you very much.
Sam, not just, you were hitting the head pin, but the rest of them weren't falling.
Yeah, it's sometimes just not your day, and you know, it wasn't. You can't give Dave an inch, and you know, you just leave the door open a little bit, and he blows right through. You know, so one of those
Some days it's yours, and some days it's not, right?
Most it's not, but yeah, sometimes it is. Yeah.
I don't buy that for a second.
Oh no, it was good. It was good.
Excellent. Well, we'll see you back again this
Thank
season.
you.
Good to see you. And Dave, man.
It was a tough loss. I mean, you know, when the doors open for Jeff, you know, you got to jump on. If you don't, he comes up and eats you alive. And you know, unfortunately, I missed a few marks early, and it cost me. And you know, I gave it a run at the end there, tried to give myself a shot, and you know, he's clutch in the end. You know, and then that's all I can say. It was a great match. I'm 0-3 against them, so you know, they've all been tight ones, and eventually, you know, I'll get there.
It was definitely tight. It was a lot of fun to watch. You have to be happy with your performance.
I am. I just, you know, wish the results were a little bit better, but I mean, you know, you always want to do more and be a little bit better. It was his day. He threw a great ball, and he was right there in the end.
Yeah, he came up with that mark when he really needed it. Well, $350 for you from the ICBA, so congratulations on that, and hopefully we'll see you back again very soon.
Thank you. Hope so.
All right, back over to you, John.
All right, Trina, thank you. Jeff, no marks over the first 8 boxes, but your game came alive just in time.
Yeah, slowed down a little bit and just had to put the ball where it needed to go, and luckily I did.
3 weeks in a row. Well done.
I'll take that.
We'll be back next week to have you go for 4 in a row right here on the Candlepin Challenge. Hope to see you too right here on CNA.